It's not without some bright spots for Peter Dutton in terms of national security. He's seen as the better leader to defend the nation. And in that context, I wonder, are you surprised that Andrew Hastie hasn't had a more prominent role, and that the defence spending and initiatives, we're still waiting for them?
Well, yes, to be frank, I am surprised. No other way to put it. Look, we've all been expecting the big defence announcement from the start of this campaign. Look, I expect that there's been a lot of toing and froing on what that's going to be in the end, because, as we know, when Anthony Albanese announced the $17 billion worth of tax cuts, Peter Dutton took half of that to put it in a fuel excise, and then we assumed that the rest of it was going to go into a big defence spend, but now that's gone into their own tax plan, so I don't know what's left for defence. So look, let's see where that goes. But the point you raise is really interesting, and I think this is it goes to the heart of this campaign and a misreading of what's been going on. Peter Dutton is as the preferred leader for growing the economy and defending the nation. They're the two key equities that the coalition have always been strong on, and Peter Dutton has tried to exploit, and he's done it well. It is not enough. On cost of living, on health, on tax, on housing, all those other features which incorporate the cost of living debate, he is behind, and I think that tells the story.
It does. The other one is the Trump factor, which has been such a big part of the backdrop of this campaign, and increasingly so as Trump has sort of created this sense of uncertainty for many voters. And then I think you've mentioned this before in your analysis, it goes to a real divide that Peter Dutton has to navigate. Those who really like Donald Trump and a big chunk of his base do still have an affinity and like Trump. And then there's Middle Australia, where the vast bulk can't cop him.
Look, it's a diabolical situation for Peter Dutton, as you say. And I think if you see the One Nation vote, and that ticked up in the last poll to 8%, it's now come back to 7%, but that's historically high. And you wonder whether a lot of that is some of the Liberal base pro-Trump. I mean, Trump probably appeals to the libertarian element of that right-wing element of the Liberal Party, certainly not traditional Conservatives. And so there's been a flight to the minor right-wing parties there. Then Peter Dutton also has to traverse the middle ground. As we know, women are particularly unimpressed with Donald Trump. So it's been a very difficult road for him to navigate. I mean, I wonder now whether we should have also asked the question as to which leader would have been better to deal with Vladimir Putin. It's the foreign factors, the foreign influence factors are quite extraordinary in this campaign. I think they really identified this election campaign as being particularly different to others, and particularly strange, because there is no roadmap for how to deal with Donald Trump, obviously, and now Moscow's thrown a wild card into the ring as well.
They certainly have. Political editor at The Australian, Simon Benson, thanks as always. We'll see you next Monday.
Thanks, Kieran.